When you think about the first time we met, what do you remember feeling? And then when I popped out?
Grossed out because there was placenta everywhere.
Placenta.
I mean, I guess even at what, like 15 and a half, when you were born, I just
That's crazy. You were
cried a lot. I cried a lot. I remember I was really nervous. I mean, I was like running around asking like doctors and nurses, like, what's the probability of her having cleft lip? What's the probability? Like, I was so nervous because like having cleft lip now isn't a big deal at all. But I got made fun of a lot when I was a kid, and I really didn't want that for you. So I was really, really relieved
Whoa.
that you didn't have cleft lip when you were born.
I didn't know that.
And you know, I just didn't know. I don't know. I don't really know. I think I just felt like everything. Like there's not any one thing I can pinpoint.
Yeah.
It was just a lot, a big thing.
I forgot you were 15 and a half years old.
Yeah.
That's insane. Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Why am I in your life?
I don't know, bro. Just kidding. Why? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Pretty general answer, but like I said, I've told you many times before, I think the timing is right. It was just, meant to be when we were both fully healed and ready to like go into it like clean slate, obviously to like the extent that we could, like you said, once we started building our relationship, you healed a lot more and things, but I think we were both healed enough to like go into it. And now, yeah, the things that you've taught me in the last year, while it's been an intense one for me, I think you're definitely around to help guide me through that, because you've been through some shit. You've been through all the things. So for me to feel like I'm going through this intense learning curve right now, I think it's really good timing, and that's kind of why it was now. One of the reasons. Obviously, there's like a million, but with like the advice you've been able to give me as I'm navigating the shit life throws at you when you're 25.
Yeah. I don't. Like it wouldn't matter what advice I could give my 15-year-old self if I wouldn't at first stop drinking.
Yeah.
Because I'd still be, maybe I'd be around while you were growing up, but I'd still be an alcoholic. I mean.
Yeah.
So it would have been pointless for me to be in your life then anyways. So yeah, I guess it's just the way that the universe has it planned out, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I've always said that, again, I don't know if that sounds mean or not, but I always have felt like I would have preferred you to be absent than to be like half-assed in being an alcoholic, so.
What is your biggest struggle right now as father and daughter, and what can we do to better overcome it? You would be the daughter, and I'm the father.
Oh, okay. Thank you for clarifying that. That's good. I think we talked about it a lot yesterday, like just the father-daughter roles, because we get along so well. And even though you definitely have taught me a lot, and like I said, you've given me a lot of advice that I view as you being my dad, I guess we've had a struggle a little bit to find our groove in you having to put your foot down or teach me lessons and navigate how to teach me lessons when I'm already 25, not 15, and struggling with that, I'd say, is just the biggest one when it comes time to be like, hey, ultimately you're my dad, not just like my pal. And how can we work on that together? Just communicating the way that we do, I guess. Yeah. Talking it out for hours, which we're pretty good at, but just continuing to express, whatever the issue is.
I agree. We've only really been in each other's lives, really, for like a year. Mm-hmm. So we're still kind of just sort of figuring out how we fit in each other's lives. And you said once before that, like, we started out friends, and and it's like easy to be friends. But then at some point, I started acting a certain way or something. I get like laying down the law or something, and you're like, oh yeah, he's being dad instead of friend. And yeah, I guess it's just trying to figure out how that all works out. Mm-hmm. Where the balance between the two. Mm-hmm. I think we do a good job of communicating.
Yeah.
I honestly do.
Me too.
So that's how we overcome it.
What's one moment from my childhood that you deeply regret missing, and why?
The whole thing. Yeah.
Anything specific?
I do wish sometimes that, like, I could be there when you, like, your first boyfriend took you out on a date, and I had, like, biker friends, and they were like, hey, come hang out with us for a minute. And then we're like, yeah, I'll kill you if you hurt her. That kind of thing. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I missed that. I need that for sure.
Yeah.
I don't have anything specific either, but I was thinking that I wish you had been around for advice on my relationships, actually, like early on. Because, as you know, it's been an intense dating year for me since I've known you, which is so random, but so much of like the advice and the comfort and like the openness about talking about it. I mean, again, like, who's to say that 10 years ago you would have had the same advice and you would have known what to say, but I've said multiple times that I feel like the things I'm learning in the dating world right now and about love and heartbreak and lust and all these things, like, I feel like a lot of my friends went through in high school or college when they had like their first love and they had these things, and I didn't really have that until now, so I'm grateful I have you for this intense phase. But I obviously still did have relationships and like heartache and things growing up, and I wish I had been thinking, like, not that I wish, I guess, but wondering what it would have been like, I guess, if I had advice from you during those times or you to lean on during those times. But that's one. But who's to say?
Yeah. What do you think I need to hear? Nothing. I already know everything.
Nothing. I know it all. Well, maybe from yesterday, you needed, in a life sort of way, hear that you don't owe me anything. It sounds like that's something that you think about a lot and has weighed on you, and I can definitely tell you that you don't owe me anything. And so hopefully you can hear that, and that's like a weight off your shoulders more often than not.
That is something I probably could hear over and over every day and probably never actually hear it.
You're so needy, dude.
But, yeah. Well, that's nice. That's nice to hear. Maybe we could just get a little recording of that and I just play it every once in a while.
I'll send you a PDF once a week. How do you love me?
I don't even understand that.
I don't know how to take it either. How? Maybe if I read it super slow.
How do I love you? Let me count the ways. As much as I wish that you weren't like me with your bullishness and strong-headedness, and I love it. It makes me crack a smile all the time. Your sense of humor and your smart Alecness.
Yeah.
I love that about you. I love, and as much as I can't relate on some levels, how much you care about other people and how compassionate you are. I love that about you. I mean, just a million different ways of how I love you. I see you, like when you help me work and I see you trying to like lift stuff or do stuff, and I'm like, there's no way she's gonna be able to do that. And you might even know that there's no way you're gonna be able to do it, but you try anyways. And I like that toughness about you.
Thanks.
You're a softie that cries every other day for an hour, but you're pretty tough.
It's balance.
And I like that.
Thanks.
Hey there, thanks so much for watching. If this video inspired you to have a difficult or more heartfelt conversation with somebody you either fought with or broken up with, check out the And Healing Edition card game at theskindeep.com/shop.